Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, That Conversation with Repinya. And tonight, I'm going to be reviewing Housewives of Atlanta Reunion Part 3. So, let's just start off with the fellas and their fashions. I thought it was nice, very nice. And complimentary, especially when they were on set with the ladies and they had their, like, I'm not sure if it was like peach pink colored dresses. It looked nice. So the guys looked debonair, so they looked really nice. And yeah, it was funny because Todd made a joke. He said that Ralph and Ross were his backup dancers. So I'm not sure. I think he was Diana and they were the Pips. I don't know. But it was funny. Yeah, but the guys looked super smooth on this reunion. Okay, so the episode starts off where we left off with Sheree and Drew getting into it regarding Anthony, the assistant. And I'm not going to give too much more energy to that because, you know, we saw what that was all season. And so, yeah, enough of that. Again, you know, he got his, season of fame. So, yeah, moving on. But this was really nice. The ladies told Drew that, you know, they felt really bad when she got hurt in Jamaica. You know, that she broke her Achilles or hurt her foot. You know, Sanya, although Sanya was not getting along with Drew, you know, she did come visit her. Also Sheree, so, you know, they came and visited her. But they said they really felt bad. All the ladies felt bad because Drew, she didn't even get to enjoy the trip. She was still in Jamaica, but she had to kind of like be in the room and, you know, hang out in the room, and that wasn't cool. So I thought that was nice that although there's tension between Drew and Sanya, and all through the reunion, they have been trying to kind of like bicker and go back and forth, which that's tired. I couldn't do that either. Yeah, it was good that they acknowledged that they, you know, felt bad for her. So, you know, maybe there's hope with Drew and Sanya. We'll see. Okay, so there was a funny part. Before the reunion started, production shows Todd and, you know, the fellas in the lobby, and it's early in the morning, you know, before the reunion, and it shows them taking shots. So Kennedy walks in and she notices Todd, you know, out there, you know, and she's like, she was like, Todd, you go, you know, down here drinking, you need to be ready, you need to be ready, you need to come in guns a-blazing. You know, when it's a reunion, there's drama. So she wanted him to be on his square, be on his A game. So, you know, I'm feeling Candy. You know, like, come on, you go get ready. You know, she was on him. And I thought that was funny. But the guys were kind of like, I think Todd was prepping the guys for the reunion. You know, they was making jokes. So I thought that little scene was cool. But yeah, so they, you know, they brought the ladies back in, and then we moved back on over to the guys. The guys are coming in. That's when we see what they look like and stuff like that. And so as they come in and, you know, the guys sit down, Andy asks Ross and Sanya how's it going, you know, about, you know, having a baby. And Ross explains to us that after he had a conversation with his mother, you know, it kind of made him understand where Sanya was coming from, because, you know, she did feel like with baby Deuce, their first son, that he was not there, he wasn't present, wasn't helping. So that's what made her kind of like shy away from wanting to have another child. And he said after having a conversation with his mom, it kind of made him see, you know, and understand where Sanya was coming from, you know. So, you know, that was cool. Then Andy, of course, brings up Kenya, saying that Ross was aggressive, you know, when he stood up when Sheree and Kenya, you know, were going back and forth with his wife, Sanya. And he stood up and he told them, you know, don't blank with my wife, you know. Kenya did say that she thought that he was aggressive, but he Kenya and Sanya's husband, Ross, actually saw each other on the airplane or at the airport and had a conversation. And he is now saying that he understands Kenya, right? And then when they asked Kenya, so, basically you still feel like, Ross was aggressive. She's like, no, she feels like, and she never thought that Ross was going to, like attack or that he is aggressive, that he would hurt her and Sheree or anything like that. She doesn't, that's not what she was saying. But she does feel, like, she understands that he was protecting his wife. I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit backpedaling, but that's how she feels now, and that's fine. I'm still gonna stick with my guns. I'm gonna stick with what I feel. I feel like it was aggressive. Period. I feel like if Todd saying profanity around Marlo is deemed as aggressive, or people saying that Kenya, when she was taken up for Drew, when she was talking to Drew's husband, if they're going to say that that was aggressive, then, to be fair, we're going to say that Ross standing up, right, cursing, that could be deemed as aggressive, right? So that's how I feel. Now we get to Marlo's sorry not sorry apology tour. So we're going to talk about Marlo and all the stuff she said about Kandi and Todd, calling Todd, basically saying he's broke, and saying that Kandi takes care of him financially as if he doesn't work. We do know that Todd has always worked in production. That's how he and Kandi met. He was one of the producers on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we know that Todd has coinage and had coinage. That was just Marlo taking digs at him. But she ends up apologizing for that. I'm sorry. I didn't have a right to speak on that. You know how Marlo is. She apologized. Do I believe her? No. But, I feel like, honestly, I feel like somebody coached Marlo going into the season. I feel like someone said, hey, because you know that Kandi and Kenya are the it girls on the show, how about you go after them real hard. Even if the fans don't like you, even if blah 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 blah, they're still gonna talk about you. You're gonna make the ratings. I think someone pumped Marlo's head up. I don't know who got in her head and said to do that during the season, and act and cut up, and then at the reunion, you know what I mean, apologize. That'll work. You'll get your peach back. You know what I mean? Someone told her to do this. This whole strategy, and I see it. It's working. Andy giving her the stage. First, letting her cry on stage, bring up all the sorrowful moments, woe is me, right? And then start apologizing to everyone. So when you apologize to someone, who wants to attack somebody or kind of go at somebody when they're apologizing? This was a whole setup. It was a scheme that Todd set up. Period. Yeah, but Marlo did say it wasn't her place to say anything about Todd, and she apologizes. And of course, Todd, he didn't care. He is one of those guys that's so cool, and he knows the game of reality TV. So he's unbothered. He's not bothered by any of this. That's why he doesn't go back and forth really with the ladies. So he's one of the people that does really well as a house husband. He does really well. So, Ross and Ralph can take like a page from Todd's book, because he does a really good job just sitting back and letting his wife shine on the show. Then Andy addresses Sheree, because Sheree insinuated that Todd be out in the streets like cheating, messing around on Kandi. And so when Andy, brings that up to Sheree, like, Sheree, so what about you making these rumors up about, Sheree apologizes, because she's like, no, she knows that they weren't true. And so she just pulled rabbits out of her hat. I don't know if she jumped on Marlo's bandwagon, because she was starting rumors. I don't know, but she did the very thing that Marlo did. She lied about Todd being out there, and Todd wasn't worried about that either. He said this whole time he's been on the season, people have been throwing rumors up and trying to make people think, or make us think, that he's out there, and he has not had one person come forward. There hasn't been any receipts, anything supporting these rumors, so he was never worried about it. But Sheree did apologize for that, so that was good. So now we move on over to Candy's package. So with Candy, Andy wants to discuss Candy's mission to get the EGOT. So that's the Emmy, that's the E, the Grammy is the G, the O is the Oscar, and the T is the Tony. I believe she already has, she has a Grammy, but she wants to get the other three. And then she's on a mission to obtain that. So she's laser focused. So right now, she and her husband Todd are, I think, co-producers or producing The Piano Man. That's in theaters around now. That's a Broadway play that's out right now, and I've heard really good things about it. I think it has Samuel Jackson in it, so you got some heavy hitters in there, and so she's so excited about being able to obtain that. And I know that Candy's gonna do it. Candy is a very hard worker, and she will stop at nothing. It's gonna happen. So yeah, I thought that was cool. Also, it was funny because Candy did say if she happens to pass away, that she does not want her husband to remarry. She doesn't want Todd to remarry because her grandfather remarried, and the woman took over everything. So she does not want someone to be able to reap the benefits of, what I mean, her labor. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Todd would remarry, because, I don't know. You don't anyone want him to be alone, Candy, would you? Probably so. But no, I think he would remarry. But I'm sure that the way Todd is with money, as far as his daughter, and not just giving it, and he's not going to let nobody run through anything. I don't think so. But yeah, I thought that was funny that Candy was serious about that. Like, let me think. What I want no, I don't blame you, Candy. So now we get to Drew and her husband Ralph's storyline that I never believed. It's even weird that during this reunion, Ralph is talking all like low, like, what? I just want to apologize to my wife and this. Like he's not even himself. Like no volume. He's talking low, talking really weird. So I can't even get with that. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not interested in that, in them. But, Ralph does bring up to Sheree, why she would bring up a rumor, or bring it to the forefront that, that he's gay. Although it was Ralph's assistant that told Sheree that got the mess started. He feels like Sheree kept it going, so he's asking Sheree, why would you bring that rumor out and keep talking about it when you know that I'm not gay? And Sheree's like, I don't know you're not gay. How do I know you're not gay? I don't know. Now, do I think you're gay? No, but I don't know if you're gay. Sheree, he's not. Stop. And so, he was kind of like going at Sheree for that because he don't appreciate that. But Sheree, she stood her ground. She was like, I don't know you're not gay. I don't know. She did all that. So, yeah, he touched bases with Sheree on that. And they kept going, and they just kept going back and forth. And then Andy goes back to Marlo. Okay. Burnt out. He goes back to Marlo because, again, she says that Candy does not do anything for the community. Now, we do know that Candy has, Candy cares. She does, like, back to school stuff. I mean, she does a lot of stuff. I've seen Candy do a lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, she does stuff for other people's charities. She's always that one that's up front, supporting people. So we all know that that was a lie. And Marlo did come out and say that she lied, that she knows that Kandi does a lot for the community. And, you know, sometimes I just say things and they said, no, Marlo, sometimes you just don't need to just say things. That's not right. And, yeah, so she's apologizing again. Now, I did not, you know, touch on everything that Marlo has apologized for, but it has been one apology after the other, after the other. And she is admitting that she just made this stuff up, and I don't get it, make it make sense, you know. So she did apologize for that, and then there was other things that she apologized for, and I'm not going to just keep going into it. I'm not going to do it. I don't have enough in me to just constantly talk about Marlo. But what I do know is that Todd, he let us know that when Marlo first came around, she wanted to be around the ladies so bad on Housewives that when they went to the South African cast trip, she ended up just paying for all of her expenses. So she was trying to say, did I pay for the room too? Did I pay for the hotel room and this and that? And Todd said, yeah, you did. And she's like, no, I don't think I paid for the room. No, I didn't do that, you know. And Andy was like, you did. You paid, basically you paid for everything. And so, yeah, she wanted so badly to be on Housewives that she paid for all of her expenses. So she was kind of like thirsty to get on this show. Okay, so you guys, they take a little break, and after the break, Andy is going to go around the room and ask the ladies what positives have they taken from this season. Okay, so we start off with Sanya, and he asked Sanya, you know, what positives have you taken from this season? And Sanya, she admits that she feels like she does have a sisterhood with the ladies. She does have that, and you know, with all of them, you know. So I'm just like, okay, Sanya, we'll see what you say next year. If that's the takeaway you can, you know, get from this season, and that's something positive, we're gonna roll with that. Next, we move on over to Drew, and we ask the same question, you know, what are some positives that you can take from this season? And Drew is just asking for the ladies to give her more grace, right? That she is working on trying to become her authentic self, and you know, asking for some grace and stuff like that. She's a work in progress. So that's the takeaway that she got this season. Next, we move on over to Marlo, and Marlo said that she has to think before she speaks. So she says she needs to work on, you know, her delivery, and maybe she don't, you know, have to say the stuff she say the way she says it. I agree. So we get to Kenya, and Kenya said resilience is her thought and her takeaway from this season. And she said you can always come back stronger. You can come back happier, right? Free, and love and light, basically. And I agree. She really like had fun this season with the ladies. She did not allow Marlo to do pretty much anything to get under her skin. She pretty much kind of like paid her dust and was happy. So yeah, I agree. This is good. This was actually good. So next we move over to Kandi, and Kandi says, I'm worldwide and I own it. And she is, you know, because, you know, Marlo was saying that she's not well known, or she's not worldwide, or she's not known, right? And so Kandi came out with some merch, and she coined the slogan, bloop, I'm worldwide. And so, you know, Kandi, she capitalized off of that. And finally we get to She by Sheree. So Sheree says the takeaway she got was that she felt like she was supported during her fashion show. All the ladies like rallied around her, and she actually felt the support, and you know, it was a really good turnout, and she really appreciated the love and the support. She felt like it was genuine. So that's the takeaway that she had, and basically that was it. And normally Andy would end the reunion with, like, I don't know, like some food or just something, like a beverage or some food. So this time they pulled out some She by Sheree fashions to give to the girls. So that was pretty cool. So the girls were able to take home some of the She by Sheree fashions. And yeah, that's the end of the episode, you guys. So this concludes the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 14 reunion. This was episode 3. And overall, the reunion was not that exciting. There were some parts in it that was funny. Some stuff that Kenya said. She had made some jokes and stuff like that and made us laugh. But overall, it was okay. You know, again, I was just used to some spark, right? There's some action in it. But nonetheless, we got through it, you guys. And thank you guys for tuning in and taking this ride with me with Housewives of Atlanta. And see you next season. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell because that will let you know whenever I drop another video. Also, you guys, I started my podcast, That Conversation News. Make sure you tune in on YouTube with That Conversation News. I will be dropping, videos there too. Also, you can like, comment, and subscribe on that channel as well. And I appreciate you guys. Bye.